Hello, my beautiful Scorpio. I missed you, but I am back and I'm happy to be back. I'm still kind of settling into my new place. So I'm, yet to kind of get back into a rhythm. But thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you for viewing. And just know that I'll be back more regularly. And getting back into a routine. So let's get started with a reading. I don't think this is going to be a long reading today, but do subscribe to my channel so that you can see over the next coming days I'll do a bonus reading. Okay, Scorpio, so let's get into your reading. It's so interesting because as a Scorpio myself, I can relate to the cards already. So I'm hoping it resonates with you as well. First card to come out was actually the Fool, which is about taking a leap of faith in a new direction, which is just what I've done. I've moved to a new neighborhood. So I feel like, where is this Fool going? Where are you going? Well, the second card was the King of Pentacles. So I feel like you are embarking on a new chapter that is going to be more stable. I feel like you're trying to build more stability for yourself. Okay, and then interestingly, you've got the Queen of Pentacles straight after the King. So I feel like some of you could be meeting a romantic counterpart soon if you haven't already met someone. But I just feel like this was a double whammy. This was reinforcing the message that you are stepping into a more stable era of your life. Whatever stable means for you, you could be stabilizing your finances, you could be stabilizing and regulating your emotions, you could be creating a new nest for yourself. Think about what the King and the Queen of Pentacles represent. They represent practical, earthy energy. They represent, well, pentacles are money, so it does look good financially, but the earth element is all about groundedness and reliability and stability. So that's what I feel like you're creating for yourself. Then we have the Page of Cups. So I feel like you're getting a lot of creative ideas about where you want to take yourself in this new chapter of your life. So you'll be getting flashes of inspiration, and I feel like you'll be getting your mojo back. I don't know about you, but personally, I've been unable to catch a breath lately. I've just been trying to manage day-to-day, affairs and get my life back in order. There's been a lot of chaos, a lot of change, but also a lot of heavy energy, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of burdens. Now, as I was shuffling before I hit the record button, I did see the scales of justice. So I feel like that could represent, Scorpio, for you, contracts. Let me know in the comments if you're entering into new contracts. It could be a new job, you're signing an employment contract. It could be major purchases, major agreements that you're entering into. And it could even be a business partnership, particularly when we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so your pre-shuffle oracle messages are quite positive. You got a treasured desire will be realized if you're willing to persist in your search. So maybe you've been really trying your hardest to manifest something for a long time. So Spirit is wanting you to persevere with that. And they're saying the stunning result will render worthwhile the considerable effort that you've had to invest in manifesting your path. A phase change is coming in your life journey, and that's what the Fool is all about. A phase change, okay? You've got, what are your strengths, your passions? Once you know who you really are, you can begin to discover your purpose. Purpose is closely related to awareness of our destiny. Our purpose reveals our soul's intention, its mission. We are here to enjoy, to learn, to grow, to heal, and to experience. So that's the Page of Cups energy. You're growing and you are trying to follow your passions and your inspirations. You're trying to, move towards new ideas, new energy. And the Page of Cups, what else? There was another message I was getting from this card. Well, it's just about, discovering your purpose. And the Page of Cups can be quite playful. If you've been taking life quite seriously recently, I feel like you're moving into a more light-hearted time. That's what I'm getting. But you will need to discipline your mind. The next card says strong discipline of your mind is so important. Not inflicting any harm is one of the most important laws of the universe, even in our thoughts. Commandments directing us to love even our enemies have huge meaning from a bioenergetic point of view. Negative influence always returns back to the initiator. So make sure you have pure thoughts about people and about situations. Just, like the Page of Cups energy. Assume the best. Give people the benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so let's move on. I want to have a look at what blockages you need to be aware of right now. And then we'll take a look and see what's going on for you in love. I'm drawn to the Sacred Destiny Oracle as well for you. For your blockages, I'm getting self-neglect. So make sure you're practicing self-care. I feel like some of you could be losing a lot of sleep, accumulating sleep debt, and you could be suffering physically as a result. Also, I've been getting a lot of brain fog because I've got too much going on in my mind. So I don't know if you're also experiencing that, but just take care of yourself. Make sure you're eating healthily. Get back into healthier routines is what I'm hearing, okay? Angels and Spirit, please show me. Oh, by the way, I'm looking at Matthew McConaughey tonight. So he is our resident Scorpio for the purposes of this reading. All right, Angels and Spirit, please show me what are the blockages that Scorpio needs to be aware of in first half of June 2025, please. Okay, you've got some fears. That's kind of normal when you're embarking on new chapters. Fears of things going wrong, fear of not having enough money to get to where you want to go, fears of not being able to manifest what you're desiring, okay? So you're going to need to identify your irrational fears from your logical fears. Fear is the mother of all the shadows inside us. It is a normal part of being alive. It's a healthy mechanism to guarantee our safety, survival, and self-protection. Although when fear starts to excessively influence our decision-making, when it triggers negative responses in simple situations, and when it turns inwards and sabotages our happiness, we must become aware of its destructive energy and influence. I can relate to that. And as Scorpios, we do tend to fear the worst. It's kind of a program because we want to be able to anticipate things that could possibly go wrong before they happen so that we could mitigate it. I also feel like we can be quite suspicious towards other people. I don't know where that comes from. We just struggle to trust sometimes. But again, it's a fear of being hurt. It's a fear of being betrayed, I guess. That's where it's coming from. There's a lot of past energy around you at the moment. So they're wanting you to let go of any perceived wrongdoings. Guilt and regret are coming up. So you're holding on to something from the past. It needs to be released because regret can actually cause serious illness. I won't go into that right now, but just be aware that you need to clear your conscience somehow, whether that is doing a Ho'oponopono prayer, about forgiveness. Maybe you need to apologize to someone and just, let go of whatever it is that you're holding on to. Definitely, yeah, you've got disequilibrium. So you need to get your life back in balance, get a more balanced routine, as I was saying before. And there you go, mistrust. I was just talking about mistrust. So I always say to heal trust issues, start with trusting yourself first, okay? This card says now and then we're faced with challenges and difficulties. At times it leads to us losing trust in the wisdom of the universe, and we begin to fear what is coming next. We become suspicious and expect trouble, even in the most auspicious circumstances. We do not wish to be unpleasantly surprised and hurt, therefore we assume the worst. Exactly what I was saying, almost verbatim. We anticipate to be taken advantage of and disrespected. Sometimes we believe in it so much that we start to create and attract more trouble and we see the world as a permanently dark and dangerous place. I can relate to that. Yeah, I can. So ask yourself, do I trust myself? Do I trust others? Do I believe that after all the universe is rigged in my favor? Why and what stops me from taking a leap of faith? The affirmation is, I trust myself. I believe that there are good people around me who are ready and willing to help and support me. I learn from painful encounters. I have confidence in my life's path. Also, while I think of it, I just want to give a shout out to Nathan. Thank you so much, Nathan, for your ongoing support. I'm just so grateful for you. You always send me a message when I need a bit of a prop up somehow, you just know, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you. Okay, so look, that's interesting. I just saw this card that was at the top of the oracle cards that I did before, and it says, don't fret endlessly over your errors in judgment. So this is talking to the guilt and regret, right? Move out of the vicious cycle of self-attack, guilt, blame, regret. See the right beneath your wrongs and take responsibility for bringing love to your own wounds, and be devoted to feeling good about yourself again. Okay, so let's have a look and see what the other oracle decks are saying before we look at love. We've got the Sacred Destiny. All right, we haven't used this deck, I don't think, before. Angels and Spirit, please show me what is the guidance for Scorpio in first half of June 2025. Flow. Okay, so going with the flow, letting your feelings flow as well. Not dwelling on feelings or repressing them, because that's when they get stuck. Moving with the changes, moving with the tides and cycles of life, okay? Angels and Spirit, please show me what is the guidance for Scorpio. Taking risks. This is about taking leaps of faith. Despite the uncertainty and despite the things that could possibly go wrong, okay? So I'm actually drawn to taking risks more than I am to the flow card. So let's have a look. It says, when you draw this card, it's time to step beyond your normal everyday life, take some risks, face your fears, do things in a new and even unorthodox way. Listen more to your inner voice than to the voices and opinions of others. Rather than running from potential failure, embrace it. History has shown that those willing to face failure will often succeed in a massive way later. Okay. Okay. This flow card says there are times to hold on tight to the shore and there are times to enter the flow. Notice where life is going and move in that direction. Watch for signs and follow them. Don't resist. When you go with the flow, your life force expands and healing on all levels abounds. This is also the time to release old limiting patterns, forgive and let go of the need to be right about your beliefs. If you aren't feeling the smooth currents of life, it might mean that you're being self-critical or judgmental. When you enter the flow with gratitude and love, you'll find blessings surrounding you and you'll enter into a state of grace and healing will abound. Okay, nice. So let's have a look and see what's going on for you in love. Show me, please, Spirit, what is happening for Scorpio in the love department? Oh, okay. Oh, got the Emperor. I feel like this is you, actually, Scorpio. This is you getting your life in order. You're implementing new structures in your life. And because he's got the eagle on his shoulder and you are the eagle. Okay. Got the 10 of Cups in the reverse position. I'm detecting a little bit of doubt, a little bit of jaded energy around the prospect of you finding your happily ever after. So if that's you, I want you to release that and get back out there. Okay, so you're coming out of a time of isolation with the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. I also feel like you've been burdened with some financial responsibilities lately. So I feel like you've just been focusing on getting back on your feet. Look, you got the Wheel of Fortune in the upright position. This is good. Positive changes are coming and your love life is about to take a turn for the better. So this is good. I also feel like this is about chance encounters. So let's have a look at what's coming up for you in love. Angels and Spirit, please show me what's coming up for Scorpio in love. What's in the near future? What can Scorpio expect in love, please? What is coming up for Scorpio in love? Wow, Six of Wands. This is victory, but this is also increased recognition. I feel like you're going to get a lot of attention as soon as you move out of this cycle of isolation, this hermit mode. I do feel like, oh, sorry about that, Scorpio. I do feel like you will have some admirers knocking on your door. At the moment, like you're still kind of burdened by responsibilities, but you're moving out of that. The Hanged Man is in the reverse position. I feel like someone coming back in from your past is coming in unexpectedly, and they're coming out as the Knight of Swords in the reverse position. Six of Cups. I don't know if this person can be trusted because the Knight of Swords did come out in the reverse. So yeah, this person could be rushing in unexpectedly, but you may not trust what they have to say. Show me this Six of Cups, please. What's going on for Scorpio? What's coming up for Scorpio? You always get people coming back in. What's going on for Scorpio in love, please, Spirit? The Page of Wands, this could be a flirtatious message. This could also be someone new who you're enthusiastic about. You're excited to get to know, but the Page of Wands is usually a messenger. So you've got news coming in, you've got communication coming in. Let me see, Angels and Spirit, what's coming in for Scorpio? But as you follow your new ideas and inspirations, I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of attention. You got the Chariot in the reverse, so I feel like you're going to be quite selective. You're not going to be giving people the time of day if they're not traveling on the same path as you, if they're not in alignment with you. If you don't see future potential, I feel like you're not going to entertain. That's what I'm getting with the Chariot in the reverse. Yeah, because you're in a period in your life where you're releasing the old. You're not interested in entertaining old people, going around in circles, repeating old mistakes. That's what I'm getting with the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. This is you also wanting to open your heart back up. Okay, so by releasing old wounds, old people, you are opening your heart to love again. Let's have a look. Yeah, you're moving beyond sadness. Five of Cups next to the Eight of Cups. You're turning your back on past disappointments and hurts. There is something about someone where nothing really got off the ground with this person. So it could have been a missed opportunity, but we have the Death card in the reverse. It never really came to a complete close. That's who I think you might be hearing from. But there's something about, with Ace of Swords in the reverse, there's something about this person not being honest. Because remember, the Knight of Swords came out in the reverse position, and I'm getting unreliable energy around this person with the King of Pentacles in the reverse. The Emperor is here again. So I feel like this is your energy. I feel like you are going to have the option whether you want to revisit this. There's something about the two of you parted on really strange terms. You never got answers, or they just maybe ghosted you. I don't know. With the King of Pentacles in the reverse, this person might have felt like they couldn't live up to your standards or your lifestyle. There's something around that I'm picking up on. Let's have a look at your love advice. And then we're going to finish with, this is a really unusual deck that I rediscovered when I was packing up to move. So who knows what we're going to get from that deck, but let's just give it a go. Okay. This is what you're doing. You're taking responsibility for what you're experiencing by realizing it's coming from your beliefs. You're changing your beliefs in order to change your love circumstances. Whatever happened with this person in the past, maybe the two of you both pushed each other away out of fear, so that you could avoid the pain of the other person pushing you away. So I don't know, there was a missed opportunity there. You could have rejected someone, or they could have rejected you because they were anticipating that it wasn't going to work. You were both terrified that it would lead to something that feels bad. Okay, but I feel like you've healed from this because you've got a card that says use your pain to make something exquisite. So I feel like your decision will hinge on whether you decide if this is worth fighting for, this connection. This person really triggered you. And they helped you to move past old heartbreak. There's been a shift in consciousness since you dealt with this person, and there's been complete transformation. So even though this person might have disappointed you or let you down or rejected you, they triggered you in a positive way. It led to transformation is what I'm getting. Doesn't Spirit please show me? This could have been around New Year's. I'm getting a countdown, like 10, 9, 8, 7. So I don't know what that means. Yeah, Spirit is just emphasizing the fact that you've changed since this situation unfolded. And maybe this person has been watching from the wings, you know, waiting in the wings or watching you from afar. They can see that there's been a shift. Again, you've got a card that says ruin is a gift, ruin is the road to transformation, and from chaos comes clarity. It's a quote from Eat, Pray, Love. So I feel like you've been on a real journey. You need to consider whether you really like this person or just the chemical reaction that they create in you. Spend some time really getting to know this person. Everything that comes your way is information, right? It's not personal. Just observe this person. Observe how they make you feel. It's just information, right? Information as to whether the two of you are compatible. Let's see. What else does Scorpio need to know regarding love? What does Scorpio need to see regarding love? You got it's time to let go. And December, I definitely feel like it was a person that you may have dealt with end of last year, or it's not going to be the same for every Scorpio I'm reading for. It could be a previous time, like the December before last, I don't know. But for some of you, I'm getting around Christmas. I'm going to end with one of these cards. Let's see, what is the message, please? What's the message for Scorpio in first half of June 2025? Clearly time to slow down. So I feel like you've been overdoing it. I think this is the equivalent of the 10 of Wands. So it is time to release anything that doesn't belong to you. Routines, habits, belongings that are loading you down, that are weighing you down. Okay, Scorpio, I hope this reading was helpful. Do leave me feedback in the comments below and I'll see you again soon. Bye.